All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Art with Errol podcast. This is our Monday check-in. Let's go. All right, everybody. It's holiday crunch time, and I kind of wanted to talk about, excuse me, surviving the holiday season and the power of pre-recording stuff. So, as I always start these podcasts, I'm Errol. I'm your host. I am a artist, a graphics designer, a gamer, and a veteran. I'm having some technical issues today, but we're gonna work through this. I always start off by talking about like a little bit of stuff what we did last week. I think we only got like 2 game streams in last week. I was gonna kind of touch on that, and because something popped up, I wasn't able to get another live stream in last week. I think we just did 2 Arc Raiders live streams. I think that's all we did, right? No, we did get 3 in. We did. It was Black Ops. I forgot I did Black Ops. So we did get 3 in last week, which was great. So we played the new Black Ops game, which I'm not really that big of a fan of. But, it's all right. Also, we played some Arc Raiders, which I really enjoy Arc Raiders. We did the sketch in our sketchbook, which was The Predator. That was a lot of fun. The new Predator movie, Badlands, which I haven't seen yet. I figured I would just wait till it comes to either one of the streaming services, because I feel like from the previews, it looks all right. So, I mean, I like The Predator. The original with Arnold. The second one with Danny Glover. I like those. Predator versus Aliens was, to me, it was all right. It wasn't that great. And I feel like this is going to be kind of similar. So, and there was another one they did, right? What was the other one? I forgot what the other one was called. That one was all right, too. So, I figured I would just wait till that comes to a streaming platform. I'm not gonna go see that in a theater. I mean, these days it's got to be really captivating or really capturing me for me to want to go to the movies, man. But yeah, so that's the stuff we got done. We got our podcast done, and this week I really wanted to kind of touch on, because it's holiday season. How do we survive the holidays? Trying to be a content creator, and how you can navigate because this is, holiday time is really a time to recoup and relax and, kind of recover. And, I'm not a full-time creator, like I always tell everybody, but I do have a job. So I work a job and I create. So I feel like you need rest. You need to recoup. You need to, it's important to find ways of getting that in. So, it's crunch time because holiday is approaching us. So, everybody's getting busier. You got your family events. You got travel if you're traveling. You got, I'm working, so work. Fatigue can come upon you. So, how do you navigate that? And it's always the pressure, right? The pressure to want to create and keep making content, because you got to keep feeding the machine, right? Keep feeding your audience. Especially when you're like my level of creative. I got to keep feeding content because I'm trying to grow an audience. We're trying to grow our audience here. So don't forget to like us on like and follow us, like and subscribe on YouTube, and then follow us on Twitch. Follow us, y'all. Follow us. I always get those a little mixed up. We gotta get that right. So why pre-recording can be life-saving. Let's talk about that. It can reduce your stress for one. Instead of having to scramble and make a last-minute video or making your daily video or whatever, if you can pre-record a couple videos that you can have ready to go for the holiday time periods you're gonna take off, that's a real lifesaver, because then you have content. You can still give your audience stuff that they want, and you can take the time off that you need. So and keep your upload consistency, because in consistency, I think, like I always said this too, I think on all of these podcasts, I think consistency is really important. It helps your growth. It helps you gain your audience. It helps you, stick to a schedule. You're with a schedule. You stay with your schedule. So being consistent is very important, especially on YouTube. And I talk about my failures from the beginning of just random uploads, and randomly, one week I ain't do nothing. This week I posted something. It just doesn't work. You got to have a nice, solid, consistent schedule. I think that's crucial. So how do we need to enjoy our holiday time, y'all, and still be able to create and have stuff ready for folks to, enjoy while they're off, So what's some ways that we can pre-record in a smart way, I think if you can get, like, if you're doing, like I do this little bit of gaming news, if you can get a few topics together and write your little scripts or whatever, and make you at least 2 or 3 videos here that you can, at least have one video per day that you're going, for the days you're not going to be, actually creating on. I think that's a good way to think about it, and try to, like, figure those out. So it does take a little time. You don't have to take a little time to sit down and think about it. I think most people use a template, or if you're gonna do thumbnails, which I haven't been doing thumbnails because I just haven't had time to make a lot of thumbnails. I really want to sit down one day and just do a bunch of, like, photos of me, like, with the little point in or whatever, and giving the little looks and stuff. I need to do some of those, just so I can have ease of making thumbnails. But if you can make your thumbnails too, if you're gonna have thumbnails for your videos, that's always important too. I just haven't been doing any thumbnails. I just been letting the auto thing find a good shot, and I'm like, that's good enough. But it probably should have. I probably should start doing more thumbnails. But if you are doing your thumbnails, then definitely you want to have those ready to go too, along with your pre-recorded videos. It's holiday time, so it's a slow time anyway. People are probably sitting at home drinking, chilling, playing their games or whatever. They may not even be on YouTube as much or whatever. And some people actually may consume more of the videos when they're off. So it's just always good to have, I think, pre-recorded stuff, so you can just have it scheduled, ready to upload for the days you're gonna chill. So that's the next thing, right? Scheduling. You want to schedule the videos, schedule them to post during your prime time, which, I like using ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT what was the best time for me to upload, and it actually gave me some good tips. And I talked about this last time. It gave me good tips on the times, and I think, I've been trying to stick to that. Obviously there's on the weekends it told me to post in the evening time when gamers are on, and during the week to post in the morning from 8 to whatever, 8 to 11 or something like that. So those were the times it gave me. I've been trying to stick to that, so like I would guess on a holiday, you probably want to post in the evening time too. So I would say, the evening time frame, 4 p.m. ish, or 3 p.m. ish to whatever, to capture, because most people sleep in, right? When you're on your break, your holiday break, most people sleep in. So they're not even up. If you posted at 8, they're probably not even up. Your audience might not even be up, unless you have like a lot of folks that are overseas or something like that, or in a different country. They may be up, because it may be evening time for them or something. Excuse me, y'all, I need a drink. So, definitely thinking about your time to post those preloaded content. I think that's important too, having, why I don't have this doc up, man? Chat. Okay. All right, cool. That works. I don't even know if this is going on YouTube right now because it wasn't working, but I'm having some technical issues, but I think we're good. We're good on Twitch. So, yeah, y'all, I think, having your schedule down, to the time you want the stuff to post, to make sure you capture as much of their audience as you can. If you're going to have captions and stuff, make sure you have all that stuff ready to go too, your hashtags. And a lot of this stuff I use ChatGPT to kind of help me write, You always should look it over though and make sure you're capturing the stuff you want. But this will definitely reduce your workload if you do pre-recorded. If you can, some people make content that they can't do pre-recorded. Obviously, like if you're doing art content, like I do some art content, right? So every Friday. So if I could probably do a couple of art videos in one setting. I would have to just record each one and then, lay them out like that. Which would be great, to do something like that. But I'm not doing art every day. I mostly do bit of gaming news every day. And, we stream. So for my schedule, some of the stuff I can't, if I'm going to still stream, I'm going to have to stick to the schedule or whatever, because that's live, right? So you can't pre-record that. If you're just streaming all the time and that's all you're doing, then you can't pre-record that, obviously. So, but if you're making video content, you can, pre-record, obviously. So, so yeah, it would definitely reduce your workload if you can pre-record your content. This is going to help you out during the holidays. Shorter episodes, maybe, that could be a thing, and you can repurpose stuff, y'all. That's another thing. If you have streams and you want to chop that up into making videos, which I'm trying to incorporate. I'm not the best at that. So, like, I know a lot of folks that, they can do these streams and then have it chopped up into, nice YouTube's videos. That's really awesome. I'm just not there yet. So, if you're at that level and you don't figure that part out, kudos to you. Good on you. Chop it up, chop up your stream so you can have those videos ready to go. That way, if you're going to take the time off, you have videos to post. And I think, mental aside, nobody wants to be burnt out, and everybody needs time off, so I think, doing this, could help you out, especially if, you're starting to feel the fatigue or stress, so, holiday time is always a great time to rest and recoup, try to stay organized too, I feel like that's the thing, I think for me, how I'm going to handle it is I'm just going to do shorter content, I just, cause I'm still working. So like I do my job. So like I, got that like for this week, it's through Wednesday. Then I get Thursday, Friday off and the weekend off. But, So I will business as usual for me. I'm not traveling, so business as usual. And what we'll do is we'll just do a game stream on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, and then I'm thinking no stream Thursday. We'll do I'll still do the art video for Friday. I just may have to pre-record that and then just upload it. I won't live stream it. So I think that's how our schedule's gonna go for my channel. But if it's gonna help you out and you figure out your best method, and if you can pre-record stuff, pre-record it, because I definitely want to pre-record the art video for Friday, probably Wednesday evening. That's what I was thinking. I would do that after the live stream. So we'll do a game stream, and then after that, I'll just do a art video off stream, and then throw that up on Friday. And that way I have, and probably that evening I'll make a bit of gaming news for Thursday, so I have a video for that, So that's how I plan on handling this little holiday break this week. But, you also got Christmas coming up, so you got to plan for that too. It's the time to be thinking about this stuff, though, because the holiday season is upon us. I also today, I have to get out and pull out some of these Christmas decorations. So I'll be doing that this evening. So this podcast is probably going to be a lot shorter than like all our other podcasts are, which, I've been averaging between 25 and 30 minutes, and we're getting there. We're getting there. So, I really think this is like things that, you want to think about, if you're a content creator, which I'm trying to get better at this stuff, and to me, this is the best way to talk it out, Monday is our talk it out day. Talk it out. We check in, we see how we're doing mentally, and we look at ways of bettering our content. And I think this is some things that, a lot of people probably don't really think about if they're doing content creating, and maybe they should, think about ways of, because if you're hard charging, you're just doing it every day, everybody needs breaks, man. I feel like everybody needs a break here and there. So this is a way you get a break. You pre-record some stuff and then just let it post, on a schedule. But other than that, I think we hit the topic pretty good. Yeah. So our schedule this week, we kind of touched on it, and I think it's a good plan for us going forward for our channel. And don't forget, y'all, to like us and subscribe to us on YouTube. I got 3 channels on there, which I'm contemplating actually changing that, y'all. I'm thinking I'm just gonna move the podcast channel to just my art with Errol. Because they have the podcast kind of built in there, and I feel like it will be easy just to disband that channel. Like I got 3 channels. Do I need that? Do I need to have three different channels? I feel like I'm kind of wasting on that. I could see doing a 2 to separate the art and gaming, but maybe I just combine the podcast with the art channel. And that way, that one gets more uploads, because I'm only doing 1 art video a week. So that would give us a Monday upload and a Friday upload. That's what I've been kind of contemplating, but I don't know. I really don't know if I want to do that yet. I've been trying to figure that path out to see if the podcasting channel would take off or something. But and to be honest, the podcasting channel really ain't going live for some reason. And I had everything plugged in, so the multi-stream didn't work. So I don't know what is going wrong with that, Maybe I'm missing some kind of update or something that should be which I may need to look into if this thing has some kind of update to it on why it's not working. But that's just a thought I've been kind of having, is maybe I need to disband this channel and then and just move the podcast to the Art with Errol channel. That might be the move. And that way I have one less channel to worry about. I would like to consolidate a lot of this stuff. That's what I'm thinking. I originally had just art and gaming on one channel. But now I kind of invested in the gaming channel because it's growing. Even though it's growing slowly, it's growing. So I'm at odds, man. I really am at odds on the best path forward. But for now, I think till the end of this year, we're gonna leave that one up, and then I think we just might shut it down next year, and then push everything to push the whole podcast to the art channel. Maybe I'll just do that, going forward. And because we got the podcast on Spotify, we got the podcast on Apple, we got the podcast on Amazon Music. We have a YouTube channel right now for it, and we're doing it on Twitch. So I mean, I don't know. I need to give it more time. Maybe that's what I need to do. Just give it more time. Because I'm actually seeing growth. We're seeing growth, y'all, on our gaming channel, which is amazing. That's great. I like the fact that that's growing. So, we're at 194 subscribers right now. 11 in this last 28 days, which is, to me, that's progress. We have some progress. It's growing. It's looking good, I think. The podcasting channel is just kind of not doing anything. So, I may have to look at that, we're at 7 subscribers and it's not moving. So that is an issue. It's an issue. So maybe we just need to disband it. I'll look at that. Next year, we're going to revisit that thought, We're going to revisit that thought. And the fact that the live is not working on there is kind of irritating me right now. Technical issues. Why do I always have the most technical issues? It's showing excellent connection, but I don't see nothing. What is going on with that? It is so weird. And then if I go to the channel itself, I don't see it. So I don't know what happened here. It's not even showing that I'm live, on there. But at least Twitch is working. So, yep. And it's showing 0 frames drop. Well, anyway, we're at 28 minutes. I appreciate everybody. We're going to keep doing our Monday check-in. I'm going to come up with different topics, for us to kind of like spew out and think about things. And I kind of like how things are going with the gaming channel, and I feel like we got a lot of work to do with the podcasting channel. And our art channel, we just need to be making more artwork whenever I can. So, the Friday thing is great for right now. I'm gonna try to step the game up next year. Once we get that new camera, we're gonna do I think like 30 minutes of art each day until Friday, and have like a final picture on Friday. I think that's how I want to do it. I want to live it that way, so we have like really high quality video footage. Yeah, so we're gonna navigate that into the next year when I figure that out. But definitely working hard this year. We've been working hard this year. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody. Till the next one, y'all. You know what to do.